Hi, and welcome to the AYTM.com Sliders Question Type tutorial video. Sliders are a very powerful way to cover several entities in the same question. It's useful for situations where you have a group of items that can be rated on the same scale, such as level of awareness of different brands, or level of satisfaction with different aspects of a product or service. It solves a similar problem as our progressive matrix question type, but emphasizes the continuum of answer options with the sliders interface. To build this question, first specify your tested entities or sub-questions. You can test up to 7. AYTM Prime members have access to as many as 10. When you're finished creating your sub-questions, move down to specify the answer choices. These will act as stops on the slider bar that will be repeated under each tested item. Use our library of commonly used and carefully structured Likert scales, or come up with your own. You can also select a Likert scale from the library and then edit it to fit your specific needs, add or remove stops, or even rewrite them. You can use up to 11 stops on the scale, which accommodate such popular use cases as NPS, or Net Promoter Score. In some cases, you may want to use the slider question type, but apply it only to the main question without adding sub-questions. For example, how much do you agree or disagree with the following statement? In this case, simply remove the 2 sub-question placeholders that were created for you by default and set up your answer choices. Respondents will be required to move each slider left or right when choosing the appropriate value in order to advance with the survey. One important note about the order of stops on the scale. For surveys intended for a Western audience, we recommend putting more negative or smaller items toward the left-hand side and more positive or larger items towards the right-hand side of the sliders, because it mimics the left-to-right direction of reading and the Western idea of progress proceeding to the right. To achieve left-to-right progression on the sliders, start with the most negative or smallest item in the beginning of the list in the editor, and end with the most positive or largest item on the bottom. Of course, if your survey is intended for an audience used to reading right to left, you may want to reverse the order of what I just described. You can upload a unique image for each sub-question. Each image can be expanded to the full width of the survey widget, or appear as a thumbnail and pop up on mouse rollover as a reference. Question fields have a maximum number of 120 characters, 90 characters for sub-questions, and 35 characters for the answers or stops on the slider. AYTM Prime members have extended access, with up to 240 characters for the question field. The rest are still restricted due to the question design and limited screen real estate. All sub-questions can have the same optional skip logic destination associated with them. Conditional logic, which is more complex, is available upon request. The order in which sub-questions appear for each respondent can be randomized if global randomization is on in the survey. Each specific sub-question can be anchored to its position to make an exception from the global randomization rule. Stops on the sliders are never randomized. And that's it for now. Thanks again for watching, and feel free to ping us with questions or to set up a personal demo.